You can quit your 9 to 5, create content, and make money while sleeping. That seems to be the talk these days, and I'm low-key guilty of adding it to the chatter. I wish I could tell you it's true, it's possible for everyone, but I would be lying and I would be doing you a big disservice. As someone who has quit their 9 to 5, I've gone full-time into content creation and coaching, and then went back into the corporate world and experimented with a number of different lifestyles. I'm gonna be sharing with you my learnings, my mistakes, what they don't tell you in this industry and in the 9 to 5 world. Shall we begin? Most people are not ready for full-time entrepreneurship and what it entails. Ouch, it hurts, I know. Entrepreneurship goes against almost everything school and society has taught us. From a young age, we've been deeply conditioned to think and act like a good employee. So for example, in entrepreneurship, we actually need to make a bunch of mistakes and fail as often as possible and as early as possible so that we can quickly learn from these mistakes and then reach success sooner. But in school, we were taught the opposite. If you fail and you get a D score, you're gonna be ranked lower compared to other students. You're gonna get publicly humiliated. You're gonna be held back by one grade year. There's just a ton of negative consequences for failing. When you're creating content and you're building your business online, just because you hear crickets doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad thing. It might be a good sign to pivot, to change something up, to try something different. But most people will take this as a sign that they're a failure and that they're not cut out for this because of the deep conditioning. In entrepreneurship, it's so important for us to have a lot of patience and be able to hold uncertainties. But in school, we are so used to immediate feedback and positive reinforcement. If we spend an hour memorizing a chapter of a textbook, we expect ourselves to get pretty high scores on the chapter test. But on social media, if we spend an hour or maybe even weeks creating a piece of content, there is no guarantee that this piece of content will, quote unquote, perform well. There's so much unpredictability. Just last week, I had this random intuitive thought that I really wanted to create this piece of Instagram reel content. And so it took me less than an hour to whip up, and it just went viral, reaching over 2 million views. There's just so much you can't predict and guarantee in the social media, the entrepreneurial space. And because of this, a lot of people quit too soon, or they just never start because they're also worried of the potential public humiliation. I remember Ali Abdel sharing some stats on students who have joined his part-time YouTuber Academy course. In a group of 1,000+ adults paying $2K for a course, you would have been in the top 10% by just not quitting for 6 weeks. And you see similar stats in the podcasting world. Apparently 90% of podcasts don't make it past episode 3 and 99% don't make it past episode 20. So to be in the top 1%, you just need to make 21 episodes. That's it. These findings still blow my mind, and it shows that a lot of people lack the patience, the emotional resiliency, and the ability to take a step back and just to see the bigger picture like a true entrepreneur. We only see success from the top 10%. So even though we see so many success stories of people becoming millionaires online, we don't see the flip side of things. For each person who, quote unquote, makes it and builds a multiple 6-figure business or a 7-figure business online, we don't see the tens of thousands of people who fail trying to achieve that financial milestone. And don't get me wrong, I'm a big advocate for content creation and joining in on this ever-growing creator economy. But I'm also practical and pretty realistic. Like, will everyone be able to match their 9 to 5 salaries? Will everyone be able to make a living off of this? Many of the early successful entrepreneurs and creators had the first movers advantage, which means they were the first in the industry. So if you were on YouTube earlier, there would have been a lot less other YouTubers, less information out there, less complexities in the algorithm, and it would have been a lot easier to build your community, build your reputation online back then compared to if you were to start from scratch today. And the same thing goes for TikTokers who started dancing and creating content earlier. Back then, the demand for information and entertainment was like up here, it was really high, versus the supply of content and the creators out there was pretty low, which created an opportunity for creators earlier on. Now in the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, he studied a bunch of different outliers, which are people who were extraordinarily successful or above average, and he proposed that Successful people are not successful just because of their hard work and talent, but also because they were at the right place at the right time, which some people would call luck. And many of the early adopters of these social media platforms, or people who started building businesses online earlier, they had the advantage of being at the right place at the right time when not a lot of people were doing what they were doing. So that was something that helped them become profitable as well. And I'll share a personal example. Back in 2021, I was going viral on Instagram. I was teaching stock investing at the time, and I had a number of followers coming in, lots of people who wanted to buy my services and my programs. And as much as I would love to attribute everything to my
hard work, my intelligence, my energy, and my creativity, my content skills,
I know that a part of it was because I was at the right place at the right time. At the time, there was not a lot of women teaching personal finances and investing, and I was an Asian woman teaching personal finances in a very fun, entertaining, simple way, and not a lot of people were doing it. This was also happening during the midst of a pandemic when everyone was quarantining and at home, and the stock market was basically at an all-time high. So the demand for simple information was really high, and the supply of content that was fun and entertaining was pretty low, which created an opportunity for me. But nowadays, there's a ton of content out there, a ton of creators, and the demand for information is a lot less because there's a widespread of information already. The income in the creator economy is unfortunately very skewed, and it's said to resemble the long tail effect. The long tail, aka where most of the money is being made, is by the top 10% of the creators. Meanwhile, most creators are here on the other end. The thing is, we are so conditioned to see the successes of the top 2%. These are the people who are popping up on our social media, our home feed. These are the people who the algorithm is promoting. We don't see the bottom 80, 90% of people, which makes up most of us, who are not able to create the same success as the top 2%. Does this mean it's all doom and gloom? No. What I'm trying to say is, instead of trying to copy what has made other people successful, what if you trusted your own unique voice, philosophies, wisdom, energy, experiences, and stories? People are craving your authentic, unique content and perspectives. In the recent summer 2024 Olympics shooting games, Kim Yaji and Yusuf Dikesh stood out to me and to the world because they were uniquely in their element with so much charisma, winning second place. I don't even know who the gold medal winners were. And this is your reminder, you do not have to be the best of the best, the top of the top, or even first place to be unique, to stand out, to make your mark. You just need to be uniquely yourself. And here's the good thing, you are unique in your own ways. Now, I'm not a millionaire, nor am I a coach with over 100K followers on social media, but I have a very aligned community of people who genuinely support me. I have clients who want to work with me and are willing to pay me high ticket prices. And this is because I've been genuinely, authentically, uniquely myself. I have a different, unique angle compared to other coaches and creators. I teach people how to build their part-time business on top of their 9-to-5 job from a very holistic perspective, where I care about your mental, physical, emotional well-being, whereas there are hustle coaches and entrepreneurs out there who teach about hustling, about systemizing and structuring everything. But I like to teach from a very intuitive, humane, sustainable, and enjoyable way. And if you want to learn how to craft your unique angle to stand out in this saturated market, I got you. I have a free 5-day email course that will teach you how to start doing this and how to build your part-time business on top of your 9-to-5 job while still living a life. So the link to join is in the description box or in the comments section below. And my last point here is you can make money online without quitting your job or burning out. I made my first $2,000 online while I was still working my 9-to-5 job and when I only had 700 Instagram followers. I wasn't burnt out. All I was doing was focusing on doing the 1 to 2 really simple things, and I kept practicing at it. I got faster, I got better at creating content, and that helped me slowly build my aligned community and attract my first few paying clients. Having a 9-to-5 job can give you more than just financial security, which, by the way, is a huge thing. this can also give you physical, mental, emotional stability. I remember experiencing sleep insomnia and just having really bad sleep months after quitting my 9 to 5 because I was just anxious and stressed out about how I was gonna make a living for myself. I didn't feel safe at all, especially because I was still stuck in the very traditional societal conditioning, which took me a long time to start unlearning and to embody a more abundant entrepreneurial mindset. Your 9 to 5 job can be your rock that stabilizes you and supports you so that you can fly high, you can get creative, you can take risks and experiment in your business. Having a 9 to 5 job also helped me become a lot more intentional and wise with how I wanted to spend my time. I was able to focus on the most important priorities, and I built time and energy management skills, emotional resiliency, confidence. These would come effective as well once I actually did quit my 9 to 5 and pursued content creation full-time again. The creator economy is expanding quickly and there are a ton of opportunities out there. I'm sure you're aware of it, but this doesn't mean it's gonna come easy. Hence why I recommend having a full, holistic perspective of what you're getting yourself into, especially if you do plan on quitting your 9 to 5 and making your content creation business your main gig. It's not impossible, it just takes being a little savvier, a little bit more creative, being able to change your mentality and refining on the most important skills. I hope this video helped you. Let me know in the comments section below what resonated with you the most, and don't forget to join in on the free 5-day email course on how to build your part-time business on top of your 9 to 5 job while still living your life. It's going to be linked in the description box or the comment section below. Take care and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.